Hi, Midlife Sisters. It's just Nicole today, going solo coffee chat for the week. Uh, our theme for the month of September is we're going to dive into the world of fasting. I am a certified fasting like a girl coach. I am trained under Dr. Mindy Peltz. A few years back, I was introduced to her book called Fasting Like a Girl. I then ended up getting her Menopause Reset book. I just recently, early this year, took her course. I'm in a private mentorship group where I am with a bunch of coaches and her teachers to make sure that we are getting the love and the support. So I want to just start, I think today's call is really going to be about where to start. So you're heard of fasting, you're think about fasting. Should I fast? Is this the right tool for me? And first off, I just want to say, take a deep breath, especially if you have been a woman that has been on the weight gain and weight loss roller coaster ride. Some of you, it might be from an early age. Maybe it started in perimenopause. I would say that my weight roller coaster ride, definitely in university, I would say, is when I went up a few sizes, figured out how to get that weight off in my 20s, and through exercise and healthy lifestyle for the most part. And then I would say it was more perimenopause. I feel like my weight stayed around that 145, which seemed to be a really good weight for me. And then it was when I hit mid 40s is when I really have felt like my weight has gone like up and down and up and down. And back in my 40s, I was using what's called the 16-8. So 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of having an eating window. And that seemed to help. What I was not aware of, because this is almost going back 10 years ago, I didn't realize that there was a proper way to fast for your hormones and then a proper way to feast for your hormones. So the education I'm going to give you today is about, if you're a woman that has a period, there's actually a cycle through a calendar that you want to follow. And I'm just going to kind of go through some basic guidelines. So the most important that I want to really hit home is that 10 days before your period starts is your progesterone is starting to build. We need high levels of progesterone for your uterus to shed, okay? To have a healthy period so that there isn't a lot of pain with your period. I made the mistake of doing hardcore fasting right through, didn't realize that there was a time not to fast. So I want you to think about that 10 days before is you're not fasting. Progesterone does not like fasting, and progesterone actually likes carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, carbohydrates from Mother Nature. Okay, so not the bag of chips, but the baked potato, that type of thing, carbohydrates. And so many people think carbohydrates are like the bread and the pastas, but carbohydrates are your fruits and your vegetables too. So we want to make sure that you are loading up that 10 days before on good carbohydrates. So if you are, and most women will crave a heavier carbohydrate load building into their period, and you know why. It's because your progesterone is knocking on your door saying, take care of me. Okay, really, really important. In the early part of the calendar, and you like do day bleed, it depends on how you're feeling, but your estrogen is building. And so as the estrogen is building, estrogen actually likes fasting. So, if you're early to fasting and new to fasting, what you want to do is in that first kind of 6 days is start to build out a longer fast. So it might start out at 15 hours, 15 hours, 15, then maybe a 16, then the 17. And by day 6, you might be able to do a full 24-hour fast. Feel out your body. Okay, really, really important to just feel out your body. I'd recommend purchasing the Fasting Like a Girl book. It's incredible. It's a great tool. It's a great resource. Now, for the woman that doesn't have a period, you can follow a 5-1-1, or you might hear of a 4-2-1. 5 days of intermittent fasting up to about 15, 16 hours, 1 day of a 24-hour fast, and 1 day of no fasting, so that you're actually I'm gonna call it a carb load day, a feasting day, where you're really supporting your progesterone. So even if you don't have a bleed like myself, I'm postmenopausal, I don't have a period, I'm gonna make sure that I at least have 1 day in my week that I'm not thinking about fasting. I'm having, maybe it's a breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe even a snack in there. And I'm really supporting my progesterone, because we still need it. Even though we don't have a period, we still need to support our progesterone. So that's kind of called a 5-1-1. You can also do a 4-2-1, which is depending on what your goal is. If it is weight loss and you don't have adrenal burnout and adrenal fatigue, you might be able to push 4 days of intermittent fasting. And then you might move into 2 days of 24-hour fasts, and then maybe 1 day of absolutely no fasting. So you might hear, and then the other option is the full moon, eating with the full moon, and we're going to talk about that later on in the month. But I wanted to just say, welcome if you're new to fasting. It's been an incredible tool of healing. I think of fasting as it's healing, not starving. And we're really helping women start to tune into their body and really win of eating the right foods for your hormones. And I'm just so excited to teach this and get the word out there so that you can do it properly. And we want to think about, when you are eating in that eating window, that you're eating nourishing foods. You're focusing on your protein, your quality of protein. You're making sure that you're having your healthy fats, and then of course having some of your complex carbohydrates, which Dr. Minnie talks about ketobiotic, which means that we're trying to get our fiber in our diet, and that's coming from our plants. So that's all I wanted to really say today about fasting, is just welcome to the world of fasting. This whole month, we are going to give you a little bit of what we think is important for you to join us in the fasting world. We're just starting up our Loving Her project this month, and it will be ongoing. If you're feeling like you need hand holding, you need some coaches to guide you, to check in with you every week for only $1 a day. We're pretty proud of the program. We have women joining us just about on the daily in our private Facebook group, and we are going to continue to coach and transform a lot of lives and doing it right. So thanks for tuning in, and our goal is all about lifting, rising that woman in midlife, so that you can feel happier and healthier in this beautiful chapter ahead. Thanks, everyone.